I'm gonna do my thing. All right.
I'm right next to you. I'm gonna keep him in check.
Just keep me. You gonna keep me?
I'm gonna snatch him.
He's gonna leave it on the arm. It's like, dude.
Is that right? He's gonna shake the kid.
That's what I do.
I'm confused.
Think you can shake me?
I feel like that's what I should do, right?
Word. Whoa. Whoa. Hey. Hey yo. Catch you on the rebound. I'm Jordan Tolbert, the host. And today I have 3 special guests from Hertiquette. We have Vickie,
Yes.
Andy, and C.
Oh, Andy.
These girls are from Hertiquette, and Hertiquette is a community organization that is here for your health experiences and resources for the expats coming to Taiwan and integrating themselves into the culture, into the community. How you girls doing today?
We're good. How are you?
Crickets.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm actually like, I'm in the last leg. So this is how my day was. So like, I'm in the last leg of my season. Like I'm an athlete, and this is the end of the season. So we have 4 games left in the regular season. I have 3 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then we'll have 2 the following week, and then playoffs start. So to like break down y'all like what I do. So my role on the basketball team, right? So like right now I'm one of the oldest guys on the team. So along with like my career developing just individually, like I have to do a lot of helping my teammates like understand like basic basketball principles, because not everybody is. I'm a veteran. I've been playing for 5 years professional. Like a lot of players on my team, this is their first year playing professional. So like, yeah, it's recording.
No, into your.
This Vickie is here checking me today.
I am checking you today. I could not hear you properly.
I appreciate that.
Headphones.
I appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, I'm one of the elder guys on the team, so I have to help a lot of guys just understand like certain unspoken rules of basketball, and it's been a struggle, but we've had little successes along the way, and I've learned like a lot about myself in regards to just like checking my emotions, which is kind of like the hardest thing. Like I say, catch you on the rebound is like it's a mental health journey. It's about like my mental health experience. Losing my dad, losing my father, seeking counseling. My trainer at the time recommended that I go to counseling and like therapy, and that was a whole new world for me. And I was always very closed off, and I wasn't really open to the experience. But I took individual counseling from 2 separate counselors, and then it wasn't for me. It didn't work out for me. And the 3rd time, it was like group counseling amongst like some of my peers, which I was like a lot more comfortable with, and they opened up and shared some of their own experiences, and it kind of like made it like a lot easier. But what you guys do is and what's very difficult for like all athletes playing professionally overseas is like every year, like before I came here I was in France, I was in Italy, I was in Belgium, so I would go to a new country every year, and I would have to just deal with like the difficulties of being in a different country and having to like immerse myself in a culture that I know nothing about.
Right.
But you guys want to help people that are coming into these new communities and kind of make it a little bit easier for them. Is that right?
Mostly that's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty. When you are moving to a new country, it can affect your mental health in all of different ways.
Okay.
Because it's very traumatic, to be moved away from your family and to be in a new space, so you have separation anxiety from that. And then in addition to that, you have a feeling of dissonance with yourself from no longer being around your friends and family and not knowing who you are, where you fit in this new environment. So that can really affect a lot of people's mental health.
Right. I agree. One of the things, like when I first got to, my first year was in Italy, and I was in a small town in Italy, and I probably was the only person there that spoke English.
Oh, nice.
So I hated
your teammates? Yikes.
It's 2 people on my team that speak English right now, and that is the one guy that's the translator, And
The translator.
There's a guy who his job is to
Oh.
translate, and there's one guy on the team that's fluent in English who's the translator on the court.
But does he comprehend? Because speaking and comprehension are two different things.
He comprehends me. This is what I tell my translator. When I'm trying to communicate something to the team, like so they understand like where I'm really coming from, I tell him to translate as if he had took like 3 shots. Cause I need them to know like how serious. You know, but you know like when you like sober, you kind of like nice. But when you done had a couple shots, it's just gonna come out.
Right.
So that's kind of where I needed him to understand me from that level.
Okay.
But I think like one thing that I realized is like when you go to a different country, like most Americans, not all Americans, like we only speak one language. You know what I mean? So it's like very difficult. But if you think about it, there are people that speak English that don't speak the same language. Like we just have differences. Like we both trying to do different things and like we don't speak the same language, even though we speak the same language. If that makes sense.
Right, yes, comprehension.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, I'm so quiet.
That you're counting in your translator as
And the other.
As a player in your team.
He is an active player on the team.
Is he?
He is. I'll tell you why.
Yes.
Because
Alright, we want to know.
the majority of the time, I'm out there with 4 players that do not speak English, right? But basketball is like it's a language, so we're reading what the defense is doing, and like we have to adapt. You know, I don't have to say anything to you. We speak with our eyes. You know what I mean? And we just speak with like the flow of the game. So it's like it was very difficult in the beginning, but like now I kind of like it. Yeah.
So where do you go for things like haircuts, pedicures, manicures?
Shout out to Supreme Cuts right now. I go to Supreme. I go to Supreme.
Oh, you're the
Haiti.
man to the
I haven't had a pedicure out here yet. I haven't had one.
Why not?
Oh,
There's
yeah.
plenty good salons. Actually,
Okay.
if you go onto the Hertiquette Instagram, I think
Okay.
we just might have something up to date. Where'd you go for a pedicure?
Okay.
A good one and one
Yeah.
that's really affordable. We
Yeah.
could do that, right? We could
Yeah,
do
like-
that as
yeah.
a resource information.
What type of resources? What type of resources? If I'm an expat and I'm coming to Taiwan, what kind of resources can I get from Hertiquette?
It's mostly information.
Information, right.
Right.
Because the biggest question is like, where do I go?
Okay.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
a mistake people have
Okay.
when they see the resources part. They probably think that we have an actual service or an actual product.
But what we're
Because
doing is a service.
it's
Yeah, it's a
definitely
service.
a
Knowledge and information. That's a service.
Absolutely.
It's
But
like
people
we're printing
expect to
out
find
pamphlets.
something that they can pay for.
We can
You
make
know.
them pay.
I think you should.
Power. Knowledge is power. We can make them
I'm
pay.
saying.
Okay, so the last one we recently did, we did a list of the hairdressers
Right.
that are in Taipei. And a lot of people
Right.
reach out afterwards telling us about their hairdressers that were in other cities as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of hairdressers coming out and saying, "Oh, you missed me."
He started something.
You missed me.
Really?
What about me?
Yeah. What about me? And we're like, "Well, that's good for you reaching out. Next time around, we'll include you." So
That's hard.
clearly, there are people who understand that it is a service. It is some kind of you want to call it a promo?
Yeah.
I think it saves you a lot of time when you get that information.
Yes,
That's
in
why
one
it's a
place.
service.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
why it's a service
In one
because you don't
place.
have to go through all of that bumping your head trying to find what you actually need.
So it's the same thing when it comes to mental health resources.
Okay.
There's hospitals that you can go to. There's clinics. There's therapists, licensed therapists
Okay.
whose information that we've shared with our audience that they can always go and check.
Right.
Most of our content information is usually provided or is I suppose we get it from people who are credible sources or experts in their field.
Mhm.
So we always make sure that we're not giving people just our opinion, even if it's something that
A
we
biased
believe,
opinion, right?
even if it's a factual opinion.
Facts.
Yeah,
Can't argue with the facts.
opinions can be factual.
Yeah.
Opinions can be factual, but we try our best to say, okay, we believe that this is a fact,
Mhm.
even though it's an opinion, but it's a factual fact. But let's back it up. Let's try to verify it somehow,
Okay.
so that the person who's reading this can actually walk away saying, wow, okay, if I actually look this up,
Mhm.
will it be confirmed
Okay.
in one expert or authority source or another? So that's what we try to do.
I like
So it's
that.
the same thing as that. And and people pay attention, they actually get the resources that they want.
Right.
And like Vickie said, I mean, in the DMs, people do ask a lot of questions. It gets tiresome sometimes to try to be directions, but hey.
So this ad today is sponsored by Hertiquette. So Hertiquette is a service, and we're declaring that today to all expats.
10 to
Coming
that.
to Taiwan. Yes. Yeah, man, it's a service.
I think there's somebody who actually made out of this place shrimp teeth.
Shrimp teeth? What did you say?
Let me tell you like why it's a service. So this is the thing.
Oh, it's absolutely a service.
If I'm a basketball player, right, and I go home in the summertime, I have to train. Like I have to continue to train my body. Mm-hmm. But like some players are from like really small towns where it's not fun to be there in the summertime. So they want to go somewhere else. They want to go to LA. They want to go to Miami just because of the scenery. So they need a gym. They need a place to stay. They need a barber. They need to figure all of that out in a small amount of time. And typically, you have to pay for it. So it actually is a service. See what I'm saying? There you go.
Yeah, good change.
See, I got a little sauce too, man. Like, I got some sauce, you know what I mean?
Sauce.
Yeah, really.
Where the money resides.
That's funny, man. Can y'all tell us like where y'all are from? Can y'all tell us where y'all from? Okay. Is that too much?
I'll go first since I'm the most.
What? The
Closest
most?
to
Yeah, yeah.
Closest
yeah.
to me?
Yeah.
You checking
So-
me right now too. Alright. Am I doing good?
I'll let you know after.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which is located in the Caribbean. It is a member of CARICOM and the OECS. Also, small shout out, my country is having a volcanic eruption right now.
Saw that.
Like right now.
I saw that.
So if you guys are wanting to donate food items, no matter where you are in the world, right now donations are up in Trinidad, Antigua, Barbados, St. Lucia, Grenada, the rest of the Caribbean, Cuba, Venezuela, as well as Miami, New York, Vancouver, and Toronto. And also there are GoFundMes headed by the SBG and the UK High Commission that you can donate to, as well as the World Pediatric Fund, as well as the embassy in Taiwan. St. Vincent's Embassy in Taiwan is also doing the Volcanic Relief Fund. So if you guys want to donate directly from Taiwan, you can go to our embassy's Facebook page, Twitter page, or the Instagram page. If you want to find out more information about the volcano, follow NEMO, which is our National Emergency Services, as well as UE Seismic Office.
I hope they pay you for that.
Hey, they need to. Damn. I'm paying for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
Okay. Mandy.
Yeah,
Going in
I'm.
order. Yeah, I'm going in order.
It's my turn. I'm from South Africa.
Shout out to the drip though. Hold on.
Yes.
Yes.
Stop it.
But like, keep going, yeah.
No. I'm from South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah. We're just dropping countries, right?
Yeah.
You want background?
Yeah.
Whatever you want to. Whatever. Okay.
Put a
Coach
whole
right
background up. PSA.
Yeah. Well, I'm from the country that's right next door to her country.
Okay.
It's funny. Like, not neighbor. When they catch a cold, we sneeze.
Ooh.
That's the saying around our parts of the woods.
Yeah.
When they catch a cold, we sneeze. That's how close our countries are in terms of proximity to one another.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. I actually have
It's a
a.
tribe, isn't it? Nguni
Pardon?
tribe.
Yeah, well, I'm going
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm throwing out tribes.
Yeah, right.
To make people laugh.
I really have a question about that. Okay.
It's roots.
But from an American perspective, like I'm American, but clearly like I'm black, and I don't know like my tribe, and, like where I'm from. How do I figure that out? Like how do we figure that out?
You gotta pay for that service.
Yeah.
It's another service.
That's
And
ancestral.
this provided by
You know
ancestors.
what you're there for?
Yeah. And also, you have to remember that different types of ancestry tests. You can test
Okay.
on the mitochondrial DNA, and also you
Okay.
can test on which basically tests the genes passed from mother to son. And also,
Some people told me from
looking.
looking at my face, like just looking at my face, they told me.
Well, people look at my face and say I'm Ethiopian, but I'm not.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Just from looking at your face, I mean,
But how
Okay,
important
yeah.
how important is that for an American to know their actual like tribe?
I think that's for you to
That's
say.
you, yeah.
that's
That's
personal.
for you. That's for
extremely
you. Like,
personal.
yeah.
Like I wanted
I'm curious. I'm very curious. Is like what
Then why haven't you done it?
Right.
I did
Yeah.
the ancestry.
And
Why
so
did
what
it tell you?
It said Nigerian,
How,
So,
what's the
like-
percentage?
33.
Oh, and the rest?
And the rest of it?
I don't. I would have to go look at it. That was like 2-3 years ago.
I would love
Oh,
to
that's
know.
very soon. You
Yeah.
should pull that out and kind of, you
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
but at least you know, like
Right.
Western Africa is probably where, you know, your roots are,
Yeah.
and then looking at all the stuff that used to take place in Africa and all the historical importance is probably just
Americans are afraid of Africa. We scared to go there.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
hold
well,
on.
Oh my God.
Wow.
This is a
No,
whole
no.
nother topic.
Like,
This is another
no.
I was just
We
about
want
to
to
say.
but I want to light that fire though
I
because
was just about to say, if you're really interested in having those kind of conversations, maybe
Yeah.
you should try to join our book club.
Yeah, we do have a
You
book
know
club.
that,
Ooh.
yeah, Hertiquette has a book club, so
Okay.
we do kind of generally talk about those
When
conversations,
is the
and
book club?
conversations do go in that directions during
Okay.
the book club.
And
Okay.
also the book we're reading this year is called Loving Color by a Nigerian
Nigerian
author.
author.
Right.
Yeah.
Bolu Babaloa.
Bubble.
It's just amazing.
Ooh, you said that all types of
Right.
Oh, that's right.
That was right.
Bobo. Bobo tea, man.
He
said-
That's it.
I'm taking L's. It's cool. It is cool though. Okay, so there is book club. And
Yes.
When is book club?
We have it once every 2 months.
Yes.
Once every 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
We
did
have
you
it
just
in a separate-
recently have it?
The next one's May.
Next one's in May.
In May.
So you still have time to make it.
But I would have to read the book
Well,
before
the book
I.
is an anthology of short stories by the same author. Love stories.
How many
by the
pages
author.
is the book?
You can
Well, we
read
read a short story per book club.
Oh,
We're
you
going
read
through a
it
short
in the
story.
book? I don't know how the
You
book
have
club
to
works.
come
You
right
have
out.
to come with the red and give us your feedback and what you
Of
feel about
the
it.
passage
Of-
or whatever.
yes.
Not the whole.
Not the whole
No,
book.
just
How many
one
pages?
chapter. One
Okay.
chapter is 5 pages.
I'm a reader. I read.
I believe
If
you.
you're really what you consider
Why is it so many pages?
I don't know if I like the book yet. You know what I mean?
Alright, I'm gonna set it to you. Alright, hold on.
Okay.
What you mean? Like when you join a book club, you're opening yourself up to all sorts of reading and literature. You may
I'm
not
open
like.
to a lot of literature. I am.
You may not like some poets who
Okay.
you know are from the 19th or the 16th century.
True.
Shots
Yeah.
fired.
True.
Yeah, we all know which one you're talking about too.
Which one? Which one? Which one are we talking about?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry, we all know.
Her ticket is in here, man. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a
So
lot.
yeah, you can come to the book club. We have that going on.
Okay.
Once every 2 months.
Okay.
Everybody.
As long as I don't have a game or practice, I will support anything. that
It's
comes.
normally on a
It's on a
Sunday.
It's normally on a Sunday
What
afternoon. Between
Like
2
2
and
and
4.
4.
Okay.
So we try to encourage the reading culture. In
I love
the
to
community,
read. I love to
especially.
read. Like I didn't like to read in school, but now I read more because I just try to take myself off my phone and out of that social media
Yeah.
world and just to me books are like movies in your head.
They are.
Yes.
Literature is
Oh, you
amazing.
like that one, huh? Yeah, look at that. You like that one?
I love books.
You like
Books are
books?
amazing. Literature is one of the most one of the best parts of the humanities. I didn't study humanities. I'm a STEM.
Yeah.
But I think you guys are humanities girls.
Okay.
And it's really fascinating because it's one of the few subjects where it really improves your ability to critically analyze the world. It
Yeah.
opens you up, it makes you more empathetic, you're able to connect more with other people, you can travel the world by just opening your book. It's just amazing.
Okay.
And also when it comes to problem solving, it's one of the best ways to be able to recognize different patterns and come up with different things from different perspectives. For example, if you read Metamorphosis by Frank Kafka, you get to understand what he...
Oh, you see that checking each other.
We got.
You can finish. You can finish.
Okay, but also like a lot of the Nobel Prize winners for physics have credited different literary authors for helping them understand the world and breaking things down in that way. So it's very good.
So you're saying
you deserve a Nobel Peace Prize for that right there.
it's important to come to our book club.
Yes, it
all
is.
sorts of information and intelligence going on in there.
As well, like I said, as long as I don't have anything going on, I'm game for the book club.
I don't know.
Cool.
Yes, let's talk virginal health.
Oh, yes, girl.
Virginal health.
Did you say virginal health?
Vaginal health?
Vaginal.
They got
Health.
Virginal.
Hell,
When did we do
hell,
virginal health?
virginal health. I think that's vaginal health.
Oh,
Right?
you gonna tell us how to say it?
I'm asking.
Oh.
What do you have that girls don't have?
I got something that they want that they don't have. But what?
Game.
Height.
You're not talking about
Height.
height. Nah, man, I would. Nah, I think. I answer that question. So I think, because it's like all women in my family right now, and a few men. I'll say that women, just in my opinion, I'm only 28. I'm not married, no kid.
Just throw that out there.
So that's my resume.
That's
Yeah, that's in
Put
his
that-
CV.
That's that on the web. You know what I'm saying? I think that women, I think they definitely need like to be able to like vent, but I think more so that they need to feel like empowered. Because like men, like we've always felt like we need to like lead, right? But like sometimes we don't lead nowhere, but we just lead because we feel like we need to lead. But I really believe that like women are kind of like smarter in certain regards, and that
You right.
that men should realize at certain points that like, okay, like I need to step over and let this woman lead, and I'm there in support of when she needs me.
All right.
And not feel like I always need to lead.
Well, you know what? One of the
That's
important
my
things is
sauce.
that right now,
Yeah.
Hertiquette, we're actually dealing with relationships and improving our relationships with ourselves and others.
Okay.
And that may include, the relationships between romantic relationships.
Romantic relationships.
Men and women.
Ooh.
Most importantly, because in our community,
I need another drink.
most people
We
are
talking
just
about
like
romantic
you.
relationships.
On their CVs, it's young and single. I mean,
Why do you need a drink? You just said you single, no kids. Like, what's the stress?
Exactly. So
There's-
most people in our community are single.
There's
They
some stress
are
there.
working individuals, single and
Okay.
beautiful women, especially in our community in Taipei.
Right.
And they're all trying to navigate this space. But the first space that you probably need to navigate as an individual is how to love yourself.
Right.
And then others before you can attach yourself to other people.
Right.
And your description of what you think women want from you or what you think a man wants from a woman or vice versa, like what you explained. I think right now that probably points towards the content that we're doing.
Okay.
And there's a lot of...
To love yourself first before you try to love somebody.
In the words of RuPaul.
Yes.
You can't love yourself like you love anyone else.
It's a process,
Whatever
right?
you
It's
are.
a journey. Like, whatever you're on is always a journey. And then doing it in a space like a foreign space, especially in Taipei, where the demographics are significantly different from any other place that you probably will ever be.
Right.
It's not an easy space to navigate.
True.
So definitely those kind of pointers and advice comes into place.
Yeah, loving yourself is definitely a big deal because I don't like to be without a woman for like too long. You know what I mean? Like I'm honest, yo. I'm honest. I just don't. But I do realize that like I'm a straight shooter. I'm a straight shooter. I do realize though that like men and women, like they you could be in an intimate relationship in that end and then you try to go like pursue another one before you actually gave your time to like gave yourself time to love yourself.
Right.
And that's just
Heal,
like
to release from the...
that's just damage. That's just going around. That's like going around tearing up property. Like that's just bad.
If you know what it is, why did you keep doing it?
Wow, cause we young and we just like we don't know.
YOLO, baby!
If you don't know no better, like how will you know if you've never seen better, if you never, like if you don't know, then how do you learn?
Experience is also the greatest teacher.
When you can read, also.
You can read. There's a lot of.
I can read a book about it.
You can read a book about boundaries and learning how to better set your boundaries for yourself. Because also like recognizing after you've ended a relationship,
Milk
you have to also I'm not.
You haven't read Milk and Honey?
I'm not gonna read Ruby Kaur for my own personal book.
Why are we not reading Ruby Kaur? What's her name?
Ruby Kaur.
Why are we not reading her?
There's a lot of.
I will do my research.
Okay, then
I'm gonna do my homework on that.
But going back to what we were saying earlier about boundaries, having set good boundaries for yourself is really important because it allows you to recognize the areas of yourself that you will accept certain things and other areas that you will not accept certain things.
Okay.
So an example would be if you sit down and maybe you can take like a rope or you take like a piece of string and you draw that and you picture someone in your mind, maybe a parental figure or a person who's close to you, and you draw that string around you. You can look and see physically where would you place that boundary, and then you can think about, okay, is this boundary malleable? Is it something that is fixed into one place? Is it something that's very close to me? Is it open? Do I let certain things in? Do I not let certain things in? And then when you can get into that aspect of yourself, you can realize, okay, maybe I have very hard boundaries. So my boundaries are more like a brick wall, meaning I don't let anyone in. Okay. Because I don't let anyone in, it's because I don't feel safe. So you can think about how can I make that safe space for myself.
Okay.
Or you can also have a very porous boundary. Your boundary is just like, maybe like imagine you draw a line on the sand and then there's ocean coming in and then the sand is being washed away. And then you can think
so it's not really a strong boundary.
It's not a strong boundary because you don't have that confidence to reinforce it.
Okay.
So you can think, okay, why don't I feel like I'm good enough to deserve this in my life?
Okay.
And a big part of having a good relationship with other people, like your friends, your coworkers, your person that your partner, your translator, is that is that you're able to have a safe space for yourself where you feel safe and happy, and you can be the best version of yourself with that person. Which is also what we have been covering for the last couple of months.
Yeah, boundaries.
This is what boundaries.
Yes.
We've been talking about boundaries for the last couple of months.
Yeah, boundaries and love languages.
And love languages.
Ooh,
Yeah.
love languages is big. That's pretty big. Because I feel like as a man that likes to fish, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like
you can throw that out there. Like,
I'm just
Are
trying
you
to be
fishing
honest,
with a fishing pole or
man.
are you fishing with a net?
Jesus
Because I have
is a
theory.
fisherman.
is he an electro fisherman? You know how we try to have these electric nets and just pass them into the sea, and the boat just the ship just drags the nets, and it just takes everything.
Doesn't even toss them back.
Back when we talking about love language. Yo, this is an attack right now.
You set yourself up for that one.
But yeah, I think that loving somebody in their love language is more important than just actually like loving.
But love language isn't just for like how that person likes to receive love, but it's
It's
also
how you give love.
Yeah.
I want one love language from each of y'all.
What?
Acts of service.
Right.
For me, acts of service.
I know.
Acts of service?
Yeah. I just need
All of you? You need time.
attentiveness, like time and attentiveness. Yeah.
So
Time and like
Quality
let me
time.
look
Quality
at
time.
you. Like look at you.
Yeah.
Be present.
And mine is also acts of service.
Acts of service.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all needing that.
It's not being needy. It's like, like.
I never had these, and then you oh damn, y'all. Acts of service, y'all.
Acts of service.
Like, I think
Okay.
it was it? I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was that somebody dropped some money and was like, oh, we were having a conversation. I was supposed to do something.
Okay.
And I remember walking in. I was at a point where I had my day was just over. Like I was like, Hurtful, that's it.
Right.
It's finished. I'm done. And then I walked in and I realized, oh my word, I would much prefer that they had done this or did something than just leave this for me to see.
Okay. Leave
Like,
to see.
like
something.
yeah, as opposed to
Yeah.
as opposed to just living things out there. Like if you say, oh, you know, this is what came back as change and this is why we couldn't complete this task.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yo, now I have to finish it.
We're gonna come back.
I have to work.
Yeah.
How do you help me in my environment, in my type of environment where I'm always working or taking up a task, one task or another? What's the easiest way to relieve me? Is to take up one of the tasks that I have to do. It could be as simple as washing a cup. You won't notice that though, right? I will notice it.
This is a romantic relationship we're talking about?
Most of my relationships.
Friendships, all of that.
An act of service for me is the greatest act of
Let me take this
kindness.
weight off your shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Or like it doesn't have to be that like
It doesn't have to be
Doesn't have to
anything
be.
heavy.
just like noticing that like there's something like maybe of the food she doesn't like on her plate, just like taking it off for her.
Mm-hmm.
Or giving her or calling an extra glass of
No, that's a little bit different.
okay.
It's like if we know we have like a lot on our plate, right?
Yes.
There's a lot to do. And let's just look at Hertiquette, for example. We've got a lot to do, and there are certain, activities that haven't been, or services that haven't been fulfilled, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And we know that she's got school, she's got a family, she's got this and this and that.
Right.
So maybe if we just did this one, post, for example, if we did this post instead
It's
of
one
expecting
check.
her
Yeah.
to do it,
Off my
like
list.
just take
Okay.
it off of her.
Especially-
Yeah.
Just a
Basic little
easy.
things, yeah. Like if somebody said, "Oh, don't worry, I know that your son has to go to do this, this, and that, and that."
Right.
I can go watch him over there for that 1 hour while she tried to finish it. That's a huge deal to me.
Right.
Yeah.
I can watch it. I'm just saying. Like, I can't.
He just takes me over to basketball games.
I'm saying I
That's
can't.
not watching.
No, I can't watch him. I can't watch. I have
that,
a niece.
It's like that. It's like that's for me. That's an act of service. Like remember when it was your birthday week?
Yeah.
Probably figured
Okay.
she was gonna be busy, so
Okay.
I did a lot of posts for Hertiquette and I put them on schedule.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want her to
Funny as
worry.
hell sometimes.
I didn't want her to worry about.
That was the best birthday present.
I didn't want
That
her
was.
to worry.
That
I
was
didn't
the
want her
best.
to worry about sitting
Okay.
up there and creating posts all day. It's the same thing. It's just like if I know she's busy, then I'm like, okay, her time is like this much.
Right.
And okay, I've got a little extra inch to manage this. Same thing goes for her. Then I can do it. But that's for me acts of kindness. In all of my relationship, it's really acts of kindness.
Just help me
Yeah.
with my normal workload. Just take a little bit off.
It's not
Just
really
help me with a little.
workload. I can't explain this. It's
Gotta be able to explain it, or how else we gonna understand it? You gotta be able to explain
I'm
it.
not trying to explain it to you though. You don't understand.
Mr. Fishman.
I'm just getting like, I'm getting straight
I think you need to
shots.
change profession.
I need to change profession?
From being a fisherman.
Okay, alright.
Acts of service can be anything that is an act of service
Okay.
towards the person that you love. So
Right.
now that I know, like, it's just quality time. I try my best to spend quality time with her.
Right.
I send her memes.
You
Acts
said
of service is the same thing. It's kind of like knowing what they like and
Yeah.
then knowing what I like and then just doing that in return. Some other people like, what's this, touching.
Yeah. Touch
They
is
like
big.
physical touch.
Touch is very big. I'm big on touch.
So you probably, your love language probably
Because when
one
I
of them
don't
is
want to be
physical
touched,
touch.
I don't want to be touched.
Oh,
But like, if I
okay.
want to be touched, I want to be touched. But I'm very like, if I don't want to be touched, I do not want to be touched. Yeah, so I understand touch is very big. Yeah. Why you get all quiet on me? Why y'all get all quiet on me?
Because I'm trying to figure out, like,
What? What you trying to figure out?
What is your love language?
Yeah,
What
what's
is
love-
your love language?
Touch.
We get that feeling.
Yeah.
Touch
Get
is
the
big.
feet.
Touch is big. Definitely like acts of service. I don't know.
How do you give love?
How do I? I'm a romantic. I'm very romantic.
How do you show your love?
I mean, that's a different,
Time is big. Definitely time.
So quality time.
Time is number
okay.
one. Time, listening, which most niggas don't do. Listen.
Right.
Like just listen and just catching something that she don't think that you catch, but you catch it.
Right.
And then you like do something for her and she don't expect. Time, listening, and like touch. Touch is very good. But then like just like exploration. Like I like to explore, man. I like to go and see like the scenery of Taiwan. I like theater, music, art. I like all kinds of stuff. Like I don't like limit myself at all to exploration. Like, you know what I mean? Just going like outside.
So a sense of adventure.
Okay.
Yes.
This is my anchor translator.
Exploration. Yes.
Exploration. What are you trying to explore?
Yeah. And I can like write. I can like sometimes like if I like write something, it's much better than me like trying to explain what I'm trying to say. Like I can do it with my words.
Well, use some words, man.
Who are you about poets?
Quiet.
Oh,
are you a rapper?
Zeno.
Like in the
Yes,
studio just the other
actually
day.
he was at Sappho
I
Live.
got bars.
Yeah, I remember you met one of my friends there.
He was at Sappho Live and he was
No.
Okay, this is literally waxing the microphone.
Okay,
I'm
literally
not-
waxing. Wax off.
Y'all don't believe me, man.
Let's go. Drop a 16. No, that's too much.
It's my new song.
Hey.
Oh.
I'm excited for y'all. Yeah, because it's about exactly what we're talking about.
Alright, I'm ready.
Okay.
It's like a little rough. It's not finished, but I'm gonna let y'all hear it. Y'all just tell me what y'all think. I'm gonna let y'all. Can everybody hear it?
Yeah.
I'm Big Game, by the way. That's me.
Yo, who?
Big Game James.
Some time with her, but in all honesty, really it's just blinding her from who you really are. You can be skin to skin and the connection's really far, but I'm here for y'all on this course. I'ma shoot football, passive aggressive. Hope you get my message. Don't waste your time, and I know that you've been giving effort. Don't ever let a nigga tell you what he seen. You just close your eyes and see the beauty in simply being you. And fellas don't get jealous if your queen is the breadwinner. Be a man, there's plenty niggas who only have money to give her. She need connection, not a former than an erection. Riding around losing her slowly with no direction. Now we got a campaign for the love like an election. She put a guard up, her heart overprotected.
That's how y'all get it.
Oh. It was like, ooh.
I'm nice, man. I'm nice.
I'm Big Game James.
Big Game James.
Big Game.
Can I get thoughts?
Nice. Okay. Nice.
I get the check.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
To me, okay, if we talk about like a love language, like I spend like a lot of time just like by myself because I feel like I have like a lot of undoing to do, right? And understand what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like undoing, like just like being young, like when you're young, like you being encouraged to do everything that is not conducive to like a relationship that's gonna work. You're being encouraged to be like a player. You're being encouraged to have multiple women, and then you get in this lifestyle. Like, all right, this is what it is, and then you realize like, all right, like maybe this is not gonna work for me. Like if I'm trying to actually like build something, so now I have to like undo all of that. I have to like come out of that, and it's not easy. You know what I mean? But it's like
It's learned behavior.
because it's learned behavior. So I'm having to like unlearn that behavior.
What are some steps you're taking as a man to unlearn patriarchal programming?
Wow.
I thought we were not going to do this.
I'm just
I was waiting.
I thought
we was going to make it through this podcast without us throwing the word out. But we got it.
But he said it first.
He didn't say it in 2 words.
Yeah.
You just summarized his whole.
That's exactly what that is.
Can I
Well,
we
not even though, not even, because there are women who support this kind of behavior.
That is true.
So it's not
that support,
completely.
really?
But that is one internalized misogyny.
Yeah, it is.
So there you
There's
go.
a lot of
There's
women
a
that
lot of
support
women
it.
who are actually behind this kind of behavior, who
Yes.
foster it, who let it
Perpetrated.
Yeah, who
Perpetrated.
teach people that they should
Yeah,
be like that.
don't be over there acting like y'all don't know what's going on.
to learn bad behavior, who probably coach boys to learn bad behavior through actions.
I want to talk about this. I'm gonna talk about this.
Mandy saw my face like a while ago.
I can't stand y'all face. I know like a visor or something because I can't.
We've been talking about this.
She saw me turn around. And I saw it in her eyes. She was like,
I really want to talk about this. So, patriarchal programming.
that is
Go right there.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Blame. Just
That's
let
what
us
it-
women get away with everything.
Oh,
Whoa, was that a bar?
oh,
Was that? Did that rhyme?
oh.
Yes, it did.
That was a bar. Yeah. Bars. Okay, what am I doing?
You
Right.
just described it. You said you have
So-
a lot of things you need to unlearn for yourself. Now, what are the steps you're taking to do that?
All
I
right.
just want to know. I'm curious.
First, my word of the day is like identify. Right. So like first I had to like look in the mirror and like realize like what I was like and like
Okay.
who I identify like my learned behavior and like
Okay.
Okay.
where it came from. Right.
And
And then just based on like I say my career, just being an athlete, I typically like to go to a different country every year just to explore different, just to explore. Just because I can.
learned behavior.
Yes.
It's unchecked right now. That's what I'm saying. It's unchecked. But one of my good friends and mentors is like and like this might sound crazy, but he was like, make a list of like things that you want in a woman and like a wife or a partner or whatever. So like I'm a big believer in like manifestation, like meditation. So like one thing that I do is like I have a list of all these things that I would like to in a partner. Well, one thing that I realized I had to do is make a list of like what are those things that I expect out of myself.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I was like, where's that going?
That's the question.
That's very important. That's important. But right now it sounds very textbooky. You know what I mean?
This ain't textbook. This is big game.
It was something very textbook, right?
This is me. This ain't
Come on.
This is off the dome, man. There's no textbook here. So first, like, what do I expect out of myself? If I want this like partner that like ticks all of these boxes, like I would first try to write myself first.
Right.
Yeah.
Before I do that. So like definitely identifying things with myself and like she said like boundaries is very big. And I ain't there yet. I'm not there
That's
yet.
all right.
But I think
Okay.
that it's like I believe in like small goals. Like you just have to create like small goals for yourself and like work towards it. And I get like signs. Like I trust the signs that I get. Like, I trust my signs that I get. And yeah. But then like, you know, sometimes I say I politic with the devil. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Process everything.
Yeah. But I definitely like I always believe that like there's something better than this life that I was sold. And I was like told like this is like if you just only seek pleasure your whole life.
You know,
and
I'm
you
glad you
think
brought that up.
if you only seek pleasure, you're gonna realize that like there's like it's some beauty in the pain that you experience because the pain gonna teach you something. And then like now I'm realizing like you gotta learn to take pleasure in other things, not just like the physical pleasure.
I'm so glad you brought that up because one of our prime topics in
Okay.
2020 in our community was kind of, you know, talking about what Vera said and how it actually leads and impacts our sexual health as a community.
Okay.
Because that kind of behavior is can be risky and dangerous,
Yes,
especially in young people.
Right.
Just keeping it real.
Yeah,
we're all
definitely.
sexual beings.
Yeah.
And we like to receive some kind of pleasure. And like you're saying,
Mhm.
things get physical too quickly in environments like this where you know it's a cycle of leaving and coming.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you're not going to be there for too long. so you touch base here and there and whatever. So we had this whole segment on.
Mandi over there sipping that
Don't
tea.
It takes a lot for me to not. All the condoms and stuff was like, okay,
It's like, hey, we had STI tests in Taiwan, and we discovered quickly that a lot of people didn't know exactly what to get them what. In our community, we talked about contraceptives.
Now, is this test different? Because the old test for males was very, very painful. I don't know. Y'all don't even know about that.
Yes, I know. You have to put the.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah. No.
Now they can just pee.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people didn't realize that if you wanted a full screening, you would have to
you would
have to ask the doctor.
Yes, and Taiwan you have to request that.
Okay.
It's not something that's like, oh, okay, you're here. Okay, we're gonna do this as well. It's something that you have to. Excuse me, I'd like to have these done also.
As well, yes.
And when they say just these, you're like, no, everything.
Yeah, and also they will not do it. You have to say, I think I might have symptoms of.
No,
for some doctors, because I remember one of my friends when they went to get.
They'll ask you why you want to.
Why do you want to be like you? And my friend just said, I just want to get a full screening. And the doctor says, well, I'm gonna have to put down that you think you might have symptoms, to go through to the lab.
Child, please.
No, that doctor took her for a ride. They shouldn't do that. They don't do that.
Okay, well then now you know, don't do that.
It's not okay.
No, it's not.
This is my annual check.
Yeah, that's what I did. I just said run all of it.
Yeah, it's my annual check.
I
know, and they take so much off it. You're like,
your blood?
You need all that.
I'm like, one vial is not enough. Oh my God.
They're like, oh, we need this for this, and you're just like, that's a lot.
I'm like, I don't think I have that much blood.
I don't have that much blood.
Take all of it.
Use
some.
So yeah, we talked about that, and then we talked about consent. We talked about sexting, because there's coercion as well in sexting.
Right.
There's that feeling that. No, come on, it's true. It's part of sexual health.
Because also, like, there are a lot of people who realize there's a lot of power plays as well in a lot of social dynamics. Because we can even take the recent YouTube debacle, if you guys are up to it. I saw it. James Charles.
James Charles.
He's a makeup guru, beauty blogger, and he, I think recently, a lot of people came out and said that they felt coerced into sexting nudes with him.
That's been going around for a while. He's very controversial.
But this is, remember that was before in 2019. This is like maybe in the last 2 weeks. Again. Yeah, but these are not something that I've heard from like the police department or anything, but it has been like what I have seen people on TikTok coming out and saying. But one of the topics that came out of that discussion was that when you are a person who is an influencer or someone who is in like a very high political position or a very like socially influential position, and you're talking to someone, if that person has a feeling like, oh wow, this person is talking to me, what that means is that person might not feel as empowered to reinforce their boundaries, and then that becomes coercion. It becomes because that person is saying, oh, can you do this? And they feel like an unequal amount of pressure.
Sometimes it's not even about that. Sometimes it's just, we've been kicking it and talking for a little while, and
you feel like
it's an expectation between the two of us. Because we've shagged once or twice, and the guy hits you up and says, whatever. Is that the guy might not understand that what he's doing when he keeps on pestering you for this kind of text. And that's coercion. It becomes coercion at some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
He might not understand that, but yes, there's a very, very fine line between freely just going back and forth and text and sexting somebody, and then to the point where it becomes coercion and they feel like they're forced.
And then no longer comfortable.
From a text message?
Yeah.
From a text message?
Yes. Sending pictures and everything,
Wow.
Yeah.
They might not feel fully comfortable to do that. But
I just like there's nothing better to me than
asking.
just like in person. Like there's nothing.
Of course.
Maybe I'm old school.
You said your love language was text. We got it. But also
touch guy.
the the chase. Of,
Jordan
like,
with hands over here.
no, just like I'm just saying, like y'all say, like spending time with somebody, like being out with them in person, not like on a phone, like just
but
being.
that's the time that we live in too.
Yeah. Also,
it's nice to wake up and you got a good morning text. You know.
Yeah.
I'm
not nice to the morning. I'm a nice morning person.
Right?
Do you?
Go to bed to a good night text.
I like to see a good night text. I like to see a good morning text, but I'm not trying to see body parts in the morning.
In the morning, you don't want no.
No, I'd rather
unwarranted.
They would rather be there, just like I wake up good.
Good morning.
it's just so
I didn't apply for that.
You're not from your area.
It's like I didn't ask for this.
Got it.
That's
okay.
Unsolicited.
I'm not a morning. I'm not a nice.
Okay, alright. But that brings us back to you're talking about. Before
we got off subject.
Let's go back.
Alright.
So we can have maybe positive both parties are like, yes I want this, as throughout the interactions continue, you just keep double checking because people can change their mind at any point.
Right.
And I think that's what a big problem is, because maybe in the beginning you said yes, but you're not really that sure.
Right.
Then later on you feel like, oh, I don't want this anymore. And you're like, okay, maybe finish a Netflix movie.
But I think this is very subjective as well.
It is,
in terms of people changing their minds. I think in a relationship setting, it's okay to go back and forth and change your mind, but at the same time you have to be extremely considerate to the other person, and that depends on where the level of the relationship is.
Yeah.
Even in a relationship that's been a long relationship, even that happens.
Yeah.
Right.
Because people are constantly evolving. We're growing.
Yeah.
We're discovering new things about ourselves and the other. You never really know a person. That expression is there for a reason.
Oh.
Not just for bad things, but just for the
what
positive.
What if a person is brutally honest and transparent with you?
You know the truth.
Is that what women want? Do y'all want a man to lie to y'all, or do y'all want him to be straight up honest?
I'm sorry, did you just ask us if we want to be lied to?
You know that can affect.
I'm gonna send y'all this YouTube link with Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin after this.
We already saw that. Yeah, I saw it.
How y'all feel about that?
That's her.
Wow, no words.
That's her opinion. That's her opinion.
Yeah. I'm not defending her cause. I'm just asking.
I'm saying this. It goes both ways. It goes both ways.
Okay.
If a man can be brutally honest in a relationship,
so you want him to be
please
honest?
expect the woman to be brutally honest with you too.
Yeah, but women. I know how women groom.
Nah, but there's a different type of woman.
No, I don't know no women.
Wait.
I don't know no women. I'm the only women in the world.
Can you repeat that sentence?
How women are groomed.
By whom?
By whom?
Excuse me, do all of them under the same thing?
They're groomed.
It's like we're at a pet store.
Right?
Women are groomed.
Nah,
So
but
can you be more specific? What do you mean by that?
No, you can't put that out there and then say you can't break it down.
Y'all said that you want that the woman would be brutally honest.
No, I just want to ask, do you think a man would be able to take a woman's brutal honesty? Because we can be brutal.
If I'm brutally honest, why not?
We have a saying.
If I'm brutally honest, if I'm telling you something that I know is finna hurt you, why wouldn't I expect this?
But you don't say it in a hurtful way.
Yeah, I'm not saying it in a hurtful way, but it might hurt you. You know what I mean?
Alright, so if you can say that to a woman, please.
Most
men can't deal with a woman's brutal honesty. They end up healing their partners. They end up abusing their partners. They end up being
by lying to them or telling them the truth.
When the woman chooses to tell the truth to a man.
I can't. They are both saying different things.
When a woman chooses to be brutally honest with her partner,
the man can't take it.
Most cases, this is why we have violence.
Yeah.
Men react violently to women being brutally honest in their relationships.
I would agree with you.
So, as much as women do also react violently, and sometimes it's not as highlighted in the media as it should be.
Yeah.
But I think what you're saying is men should be allowed to be brutally honest, and then let's not consider that women can do the same too, and men cannot take it. It's documented that most men cannot.
I agree. Yeah. I'm not like fighting for
so
men.
let's be considerate.
Let's
be considerate.
I'm fighting for like what's right. I'm just trying to say like what's right. Do you not want to hear about my past, or you want me to be honest? All right, you gonna be honest about it?
Why would I want to change your past for?
Okay. I'm just asking.
Is this you know what, let me not. That seemed very specific, Jordan.
Right. That's not specific, yeah.
It seemed like really specific. It's like
that came from somewhere.
No,
That came
this
from
is,
deep
Let
you
me tell you where it came from. All
right.
This is a man that talks to other men that are not like in tune. I'm very like emotionally intelligent. Like I study my own emotions because I'm a very emotional person. But like most men are not. They just, if they don't like how something happens, then they react like with anger and violence or whatever that is. And that's wrong. Like that's not always right. And women do too.
Women do
right?
it too, yeah.
Women do it too. But like,
anger is a very human emotion. Yes.
Yeah, but it's not. Anger is not always the right emotion. Like anger is sometimes in your anger, like you miss that what you actually supposed to take from this. You know what I'm saying?
So what is a woman supposed to take from a man telling her that he's sleeping around with half of the time on her? What's the lesson?
Is that what Jordan said?
No, I'm just saying. Let's be brutally honest.
Oh.
Let's be brutally honest. That's one of the scenarios of brutal honesty, and then trying to stay in that relationship with a person.
Right.
I would say that like women, in my opinion, it's not right. It's just my opinion. Like you don't want you want a man to like be all up under you and like love you and like give you all of the acts of service, like I said, right? Mm-hmm. But then when he do all that, you be like get away from me. You be like get off me, right? Like maybe I'm wrong. This is just what I think. This is what I think. You be like get up off me, like give me some space, right? But then like you also want that guy that's like not sweating you at all. Like, am I wrong?
What are you?
Maybe I'm crazy. All right, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. All right, I'm crazy. I'm crazy.
Maybe the people you're dealing with is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
What you're dealing with out there in these streets.
A woman doesn't want a man that no woman wants.
What?
Am I right or wrong?
What? I feel like I lost the plot somewhere. I'm gonna need you to.
I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just speaking from like my own perspective.
Okay.
I think
there's something to that kind of
oh, it's a little truth to that man?
Yeah,
okay.
Maybe,
Is this because that person is like, let me just recap, just so I'm clear that we're saying the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying that woman wants men that other women also want?
or they want men who are already taken?
Yeah.
No, not somebody that's taken. A man that.
So they want someone that is desirable?
Desirable.
Yes.
People are attracted to desirable people. Is that what you're saying?
Wow. I'm gonna take the L on that. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I took it too far. Too far. Let's catch on a rebound. Hertiquette. It's been like an hour. I don't know if you guys somewhere to be. But if you have like any closing like remarks that you want to leave with the people, and like also like tell us when the book club is, tell us when we can support you guys, whether that's in person or online, where we can find you.
I just want to say thank you to Catch on the Rebound for having us today. We've had
yes, thank you.
You guys have fun?
Yes.
Lovely conversation.
Thank you for having us.
And we have our next
Mr. Touchman.
You're never gonna get rid of that one.
I ain't never gonna get rid of that one.
That's for life now.
That's on the streets now.
women. I wish you all, peace, prosperity, love, and success.
Thank you.
So where can people find us?
People can find us.
Where can they find us at? Coach. Yeah, get on your job. Let's go.
Okay, so people can find us at Instagram, and they can also find us as Facebook, and Mandi at
Afro-Asian, if you're looking for my handle, ain't nothing there. Hertiquette where it should be.
She said, ain't there,
That was quick.
Right, at Hertiquette.
Yeah,
That's where you should be at. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. And just in case you want to spell it, it's HERTIQUE. Double T.
Wow.
Her and
There we go.
Yeah.
Catch you on the weekend.
Thank you. Very
That was
happy
dope.
now.
That was so dope. How y'all feel?
Good.
Thank y'all. I really appreciate y'all.